The legacy of the Montreal Olympics in 1976 was 30 years of debt. It took until 2006 before the whole thing had been completely paid off by the people of Montreal. Is London going to do any better? Peter Grant has been following this for Cass Business School. Peter, is London going to do what Montreal didn't?
Well, there's good and bad news, really. I mean, the first thing is that we're not going to be in debt after the Games. We've paid for everything. It's all come within budget, and actually we've got a little bit left over from the budget for the Games. On the other hand, those people that predict an economic bonanza for the country are probably misguided. I mean, the last 4 Games haven't really provided a financial or economic benefit to the countries. There's been very detailed studies made of those. They haven't lost massive amounts of money, but they haven't brought large amounts of increased tourism. For example, in Sydney, tourist numbers were actually down for the 3 years after the Games. So I think those people, and many of them are in the government, predicting that the Games will bring us a massive economic benefit, are probably going to be slightly disappointed.
We've got our fair share of golds. How important is that in just making sure that Britain does well out of this?
Well, I think it's important in one very specific respect, and that is if we're going to get a significant sporting legacy from the Games. And there, I think it is important that the host country does very well. But the government has got a very short window of opportunity after the Games to take advantage of that. Every year we see people with tennis rackets in their hands after Wimbledon. But unless you get those people playing sport on a regular basis while they've got that enthusiasm, then it could be lost. So we need to absolutely ensure that investment in sport continues to at least the current level and ideally is increased, and that's not going to be an easy thing to do at a time of economic recession.
Yes, let me just return to that economic legacy, but in a slightly different way. At the moment, people in London are feeling really good about themselves. This is in the middle of a recession. Surely, it's hard to put numbers on it, but that's got to be worth something.
I think that's touching on the real legacy of the Games. I think the biggest and most important legacy of Olympic Games is on the social and political front. I mean, Britain is now feeling really good about itself. We're getting a lot of extraordinarily good press across the world. People really enjoyed the opening ceremony. They thought it was quirky. They thought that it was showing Britain could laugh at itself. They love the way that the volunteers are greeting them. I mean, they are doing a fantastic job. I saw policemen yesterday doing the lightning bolt strike. You know, everything like that is giving a wonderful window on Britain. And that's the sort of thing that money can't buy. And if that has some sort of long-term legacy for this country, finding our place in the world, keeping our role as a country that people enjoy coming to, then maybe the Games will really bring some long-term benefits.
Peter Grant, thank you very much.